Hey guys, welcome back. Today, let's create a fully automated onboarding system. Without any further ado, let's just get straight into building the blueprint. So, here's the idea that I have. First, we have a CRM. Inside of the CRM, what we'll do is we'll change the status. Okay, so let's say let's take a scenario. Okay, you were on a call, sales call, and you closed a client. Now, right after closing the client, you send them an onboarding email or a welcome email. So, what we'll do is inside of the CRM, we will change some status to, let's say, welcome email. Once we change the status to welcome email, the system or the automation will automatically generate an email, generate an email. Okay, let's say generate and send an email. All right, and then change the status to send invoice. Okay, let me just write status changes to. Okay, so once we change the status to send invoice, we want this exact same system to go ahead and create an invoice and then send it to the client. Okay, so this is what I'm thinking is the first part of the automation. Let me just write part 1, and then for the part 2, what I'm thinking was we will make the automation in such a way that once somebody pays it, so for example, we will write paid invoice. Once they pay the invoice, we will know inside of any10, I guess we have a trigger for that, and then we will change the status to, let's do closed, because this particular person has paid, so they are closed or something. Okay, so this is an idea that I have. By the time you guys enjoy this time lapse while I'm building the automation. Okay, okay guys, so after banging my head against the wall, I mean, oh my god, I thought this was going to be straightforward as it was in make.com, because I made a similar automation inside of make, not the similar automation, the exact same automation inside of make. I thought it was going to be that easy, but my god, it was not. Okay, my brain is just frying right now. Anyway, so here is the automation. This is the first part of the automation, and this is the second part of the automation. So let's go through it one by one. By the way guys, this is going to be a bit technical, bit complex here, so I'm going to include the blueprints to this, both of these automations, down in the description anyway, so you can just go ahead, download it if you want to. And I'm not going to go into super depth right now, but let me know down in the comments if you do want me to go into detail and just explain the whole automation start to end. Okay, for now I'm just explaining the overview of the automation. Okay, so first we have a webhook. So if you don't know what a webhook is, guys, go back, watch all my previous videos. Anyway, a webhook is technically, you can just think of it as a way to send information from one app to another app. So it's like a pathway to just send it from one application or app to another app. Okay, just put it in very simple words. Okay, so first we have that, and then we have an AI agent. Now this particular AI agent is responsible for writing the emails So I've given it the prompt and all that stuff, system prompt, user prompt. You guys know all of this by now. Then we have another AI agent. Now this is responsible for converting the email body into an HTML format, HTML being a coding language, on how exactly I want the email to look like and all that stuff. I'll show you an example also right now. Okay, so let me just quickly show you that as well. So if you see here, look at how this email is formatted. We have, hey Aditya, thanks for taking the time off. Then we have this full email here written down. It's in the center, and it's in Roboto format, font, because I like that font. So that is that. So all of that is done inside of here, this AI agent. Okay, then we are using money.com. So let me just open that as well. So this is the CRM that I created. It's a pretty straightforward CRM. There's nothing complicated here. Name, email, and status. I have 3 status: welcome email, send invoice, and closed. Can't do anything about this. It's a default. Okay, so we get all the items. If I just show you here, item ID, we get it from the webhook. Setting the webhook is a bit complicated, so I'm not going to cover it right now. Just let me know down in the comments if you want me to go through this whole automation step by step, and I'll make a video about it. Then we send an email. We add the to, the subject line, the message, all of that. Then we change the value inside of the board. So that is what I said, from welcome email to the send invoice. That is how we do it. As you can see here, we changed it to send invoice. Once we did that, we create a customer inside of Stripe. Then once we've created a customer inside of Stripe, we create an invoice item. So what is an invoice item? Invoice item is technically, if you've seen a receipt or a bill, okay, whatever you want to call it. So inside of that, you see number of items that you go to the supermarket. Okay, you get a bill or a receipt. You see you bought this. Technically, those are called as items. So it's a bill, and you have the items that you are purchasing. So you could first create an invoice item. So it's an HTTP request, because Anytime does not have a node called as create an invoice item, so you have to do an HTTP request. This is kind of technical and pretty difficult for me to explain it all in this video. So if you want me to make a full video about this, just let me know. Okay, so this is what it looks like. We have some API key, which I shouldn't have, but I did. And we have the customer name, we have the pricing, all that stuff. Then after we create an invoice item, then we create an invoice, okay, which if you see right here, this is the invoice. We add all these things. Oh, there's a blank one. Just delete that. Yeah. And then finally we finalize the invoice. So what do we mean by finalize? So finalizing an invoice means inside of Stripe, when you just create an invoice, it's a draft invoice. It's not a final invoice. So when you finalize it, it goes from draft to a final invoice that is actually being sent out to the clients or the customers. Okay, so you have to finalize the invoice that you're making. So that is what we're doing here. Once we've done all of that, then we send them another email, saying here's the invoice, and then they pay it. Then we have the second part of the automation. So here we have a Stripe trigger. So technically what happens here is, whenever somebody pays, as you can see, invoice payment succeeded. So when the payment has been successful, then this automation will trigger. We go here, we get a board. So technically we find the board, or no, to be honest, the board is called this one. This is called a board. This onboarding system, this whole thing is called a board. So we find this onboarding system, this board, and then we get all the items that are inside of it. Okay, and then we find out which record or which person inside of that table has the status called send invoice. Okay, we take that and we change it to closed. That is it. That is a pretty simple overview of the whole system. I didn't go into very depth, and I know I'm repeating this multiple times, but it is a bit complex to understand this part, to be honest, these 4 nodes, to be honest. but you'll find it in the description anyway. But if you want to know exactly how I did this, you want me to make a full-fledged video out of it, just let me know down in the comments and I'll make the full video about it. Okay, thank you so much. And if you did like the video, did like the explanation, make sure to hit that like and subscribe, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.